right, here we go. This is the inaugural call, Knolly Coaching Club, and it's June 2nd, 2022. And hey, I am super excited to be with you. This has been a vision, a dream of mine for a long, 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 long time. So I can hardly contain the excitement. Um, it's going to be a great time that we have together. Now, of course, on this inaugural call, this is like our welcome Zoom together. You're going to be able to sit down with me every single week. All right. So don't worry. We're going to get through everything that we need to get through. But this is the inaugural one. I want to see where you guys are from. So I'm going to open up the chat and ask you. Oh, I see some hellos already. Go ahead and type in the chat where you're zooming in from, so I could see. We've got Clinton, Maryland. That's Jacqueline. We've got Arizona. That's Michelle. Dana coming in from New York City. Sandra from Florida. Uh, Elise from Florida. And then I see Lisa in Sparta. Mike in Houston. Tamora is in Louisiana. All right. We got Georgia in the house with Justin. What's up, Justin? Justin Hagan. We got Marilyn in the house from Austin. All right here in Austin. We've got Victor Evans, Houston, Melissa from Texas, and then Susan's Charleston, Temecula, California with Karen. We got George Dustman. What's up, George? All right. We just spent the weekend together about a week or so ago in St. Augustine's. Beautiful time we had together in Florida. Shanlin in Georgetown. What's up? We've got Melissa Galveston, Sandra Quiros. What's up, Sandra? Good to see you, Sandra. Good to see you, girl. From LA. And then, and that probably should say Beverly Hills, but whatever. And then, of course, we got Teresa out of Houston. So, and we got a lot more here. I know you guys, some of you guys are being shy, and that's okay. But here's what we're doing. This is our inaugural call. This is our welcome call for Knolly Coaching Club. Now, Knolly, what is Knolly Coaching Club? Well, you guys kind of know what it is. I've been sharing what it is, and for the past few months, actually. But this is really a time for me to share with you the best stuff that I have. Okay, the best stuff that I have. So you're really going to learn everything that I'm up to, everything that I'm doing. But not only that, but you're going to be able to participate. We're going to have homework. Yeah, we're going to have homework assignments, and we're just going to have a lot of fun together. And you're gonna leave every single meeting with a tip, trick, tactic, or skill that you'll be able to implement right away, taking you to 6 figures plus. As I sit before you today, I run 3 6-figure businesses, and I do them from home. I've actually been working from home since 1993. That's right. I was 23 years old when I quit my job and started my own company, my own business, working for myself. And that's been actually, I started that company when I was 22, started it part-time, ended up going full-time at the age of 23. And I'm 52 as I sit before you today, and I've not had a W-2 since then. I've been an entrepreneur since the age of 12, and I've made millions and millions of dollars, and I've lost millions and millions of dollars. So I'm going to share with you everything that I'm doing. Now, what are my 3 businesses? So number one, first and foremost, I have a coaching business. That's where I'm able to coach, teach, train you to your ultimate greatness. It's Christ-centered. And so that's my coaching company. That's what this is right here. I also still do real estate, some, not a lot, but I still do some real estate, still enough to earn 6 figures in real estate every single year. And of course, the big boy, the big daddy of them all, the one that's growing the fastest of all of them, is my revenue share business. Yes, I run an active revenue share business. We have over 300, I think we have 311 agents. I haven't even checked the dashboard today, but I think we had, as of yesterday, 311 agents in our organization. And I help coach and mentor them to greatness as well. And the company, EXP, the company I'm with, pays me for that. Now, the reason I mention all 3 of those companies is because during these calls, during our time together, I'm going to be sharing with you everything that I do at these different operations, okay? Everything. I mean, all the behind the scenes stuff. This is the kind of stuff that I can't put on YouTube because some of the things I'm going to be showing you are very, very private, and it's members only type stuff, okay? I've been given a mandate, a call to share everything that I know, and so I make this the Knolly Coaching Club available for $1. You join. Now, if you're in Mentorship Masters, you automatically get it by default. But for those that are not in Mentorship Masters, which is my, that's my revenue share group at EXP, you can also join. It's $1. And then if you stay, if you love it, if you don't love it, you gotta get gone, right? Because you're like, this is not for me. And I guarantee you, my style is not for everyone. I get that. But if you love it, you stay in, you pay $97 a month, okay? And Uncle Nolly gets to sew into you. That way you don't have to pay my $3,000 a month for one-on-one coaching, which is $3,000 a month right now is what I charge. So there's a lot of people that I'm not serving, I'm underserving. I hired a new coach. And by the way, my coach is $5,000 a month. So if you think my fees are high, start talking to some of my coaches. But one of my coaches that I have is $5,000 a month. I have two other coaches as well. And he said, Nolly, you got to have something for people that can't afford, the $3,000 a month. And so that's what this is. It's Knolly Coaching Club. But even though it's less in price, it's going to be just as good, in my opinion, as my one-on-one coaching. I'm not going to leave anything out. I'm going to share with you everything that I do so that you can pick and choose the things that you want to do in your business. What does that mean, everything I do? Well, I'm going to share with you how I delegate, how I built six-figure businesses working 3 hours a day. Let me repeat it. By the way, yesterday I put in about 2 hours and 15 minutes, but I work about 3 hours a day. Okay, I call it the 3-hour workday. And this is something that if you're working 8 hours a day right now, 6 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, we're going to get you to the 3-hour workday. Okay, just following my system. Many of my students have already gotten there, and you can too. And by the way, you don't necessarily have to work just 3 hours. It's going to be kind of up to you. I'll share that with you in a minute. But I'm going to share with you everything that I do. So how do I build my funnels? What goes on behind the scenes? What did I just purchase? Why did I buy it? Okay. What am I up to? What am I investing in? Everything that I'm doing to get success, I'm going to share it with you so that you understand, how you can duplicate that success. That's the main key. You're not here to hear about me. You don't care. I mean, you care about me. You love me. I love you too. But you don't really care about what's working for me. You want to know what's working, what's going to work for me. I call it a WIFM. WIIFM. What's in it for me? A WIFM. And so everything that I share with you is going to be very easy for you to unpack and duplicate in your own business. So let me share with you how I've set up these calls. So I'm actually going to pull up, and what I use is I use an app on the iPhone. I'm sure it's on Android as well, called Reminders. Okay. And in the Reminder app, I basically go there, and I'm actually replacing that. So if you can see my phone here, it's a little bit hard to see. Let me move. Oh, by the way, let me mention this. It's worth mentioning. So I'm in what looks like right now. Let me just show you guys. Let me try to do this. You can see the room I'm in. Okay, it looks almost like an interrogation room. Okay. And that's because as I'm here with you right now, as I'm speaking to you right now, the movers are here. I don't know if you guys saw it on Facebook, but the movers are physically here, moving everything out of my house, out of my personal home. And my wife just had a conversation with me. She said, you picked quite a day to launch Knolly Coaching Club. We got movers here. And I'm like, yeah, you know how I do things. So it's fun. We choose to make it fun and easy. So actually, the movers are moving us to Puerto Rico. That's right. Josie and I found a home in Puerto Rico that we absolutely fell in love with last time we were there visiting. And we put an offer on the house. The offer was accepted verbally. Then it was rejected. Okay. They called us back, said, no, we went with somebody else. We don't like you. Okay. We don't want your money. And so we were licking our wounds. We were sad. We were a little upset about it. And but we put everything in God's hands. We say, God, whatever your will is, that's what we're going to go with. And so it was in God's hands. And lo and behold, 30 days after that, they called us and said, hey, the other deal fell through. And are you still interested? And I said, yeah, I'm interested, sucker. Told you I was interested from the beginning. I didn't say it that way, but you get the idea. And so we are under contract with this home. It's on 1 acre. It overlooks the rainforest, which then overlooks the beach, the ocean. And then there's mountains in the distance. So it is absolutely beautiful. I'll be sharing more about it on Facebook as well. But that's what we're doing today. We're moving to Puerto Rico. Remember, you can work anywhere that you choose when you follow my system. So you find a house that you like in Hawaii or wherever it might be, could be in Savannah, Georgia. I don't know. Then you decide to uproot and relocate if that's what you want to do. It's absolutely no problem. That's the system that I teach, and that's what I do. Thank you. Thank you. So my wife just brought me a coconut water, and we love to drink this because it's very hydrating. I don't know if you guys know this, but in some countries, they actually, when they run out of blood, they actually can use coconut water to do blood infusions with that. Yeah, you can use that box. Yeah. My wife just came in and took a box that I had in here. So now my room is even more bare. All right. So, and this is, by the way, this is historic because this is the last time that I'm actually going to broadcast I think from this room. Okay. I've helped many people become millionaires from this room right here that I'm sitting in. Now we're going to be doing it overlooking the ocean. So that's going to be fun. All right. So with that, what I want to do, by the way, if there's anything in the chat that I need to pay attention to, Chris, you can monitor that. And I see a lot of congrats. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Again, you're here for you, not for me. So, but when I share with you what I'm doing, just realize in your heart that the reason Uncle Knolly shares with you everything that he's doing is because this is what I desire for you. If I can do it, you can do it, and you can do it even better. Okay, that's what Jesus said. He says, behold, I am leaving, but you're going to stay behind and you're going to do greater works. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen because I want to share with you guys. What I started to do, I apologize. I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole, but what I started to do was I was going to show you that I use the Reminders app here. A lot of people want to know which tools. I know you can't even see that. It's kind of hard to see. Let me see. Yeah, the light is too strong for you guys to see it. But in on the iPhone, there's an app called Reminders. And so what I do is I use it for all kinds of stuff. Here, let me turn this light off so you guys can see this. I think this might, there. Yeah, you can see a little bit. There it is. So you see that? Who's joining my organization, what videos I need to shoot, what I need to shop for, travel, all kinds of little notes and different things there. So I'm going to go straight to the one that I have for you guys. And I'm going to tell you what the breakdown of this call is going to be like. Okay. So every single week we're going to meet on Thursday. We're going to meet about 40 times a year. So I'm going to give you guys some breaks because I guarantee you this is going to be an easy week for you. But most weeks it's going to feel like you got hit with a fire hose. Don't worry about it. Okay. Don't worry about it. What I promise to do, this is something I'm making a promise to do, is I'm going to bring you one central theme every single week, one main idea, one big idea every single week, so that I'm not overwhelming you with tons and tons and tons of content. You see somebody in the waiting room, right, Chris? I know you see them. So just want to make sure you got that. Okay, so it's going to start with, there's actually going to be 4 different major themes. I'm going to share that with you in a moment. But the way our weekly calls are going to go is like this. We're going to do announcements at the beginning. Okay, anything that's going on. We'll do that for about 5-7 minutes. Then we're going to do 30 minutes of training, okay, where I'm training you on a very specific topic, okay? And then it's going to be Q&A for about 20 minutes. These calls are going to go for 1 hour, okay, 1 hour. So again, about 5 to 10 minutes at the top for just announcements. Then there's going to be about 30 minutes for me to train you, teach you what I want you to learn. And then it's going to be 20 minutes of Q&A, just whatever questions you have. By the way, there's the private Facebook group. So if you ever have any questions in between weeks, you can always hit me up there, and either I'll jump on, Chris will jump on, Patty Lynn will jump on, or somebody will jump on, Noemi, somebody will jump on and help you with your questions. So with that, what I want to do is I want to share my screen because I've got a few slides I want to go through. And then after I do that, I'm just going to open it up for Q&A because this is really our welcome class. I want you guys to understand what you're getting. First, what I want to do, I want to go straight to the website. So actually, that's the portal. Let me log into Knolly Coaching. So the main website is knollycoaching.com. Okay. And of course, you guys have already been there. You really don't have to go there any again. But if you ever have a question about, what is it that Knolly promised? What am I getting with this? Then all you've got to do is scroll to the very bottom of the website and you'll start seeing this is everything that you get. Okay. It's going to be comprehensive training to become a top entrepreneur, real estate agent, or business leader. Remember, this is not real estate specific, although everything that I'm doing in my real estate practice, I'm going to teach you and you'll be able to implement that in whatever business you're in. But I'm also going to teach you probably 90% of my training is straight up business tactics, okay, to help you succeed. Just realize I didn't take I'm excited, y'all. Got to take a sip of my coconut water here. It's Christ-centered, okay? All faiths are welcome. We have Jewish, we have Hindu, we have Muslim. I'm a Christ-centered guy. I love Jesus. I have no problem talking about it. Not everybody can handle that. So I put it up there up front. If you hear me talking about Jesus, you're not cockeyed and looking funny like, what's this guy talking about? We have a weekly Zoom coaching call, step by step. Now, when I used to do I used to have a thing called the Insiders Club where we phased that out. But if you're a member of the Insiders Club, cancel that and just bring everything over, bring all your toys over here. Because with the Insiders Club, it was $97 a month, but you didn't even get a weekly group coaching call with me. Okay. You just got the Facebook group to ask questions. Now you're getting a weekly call and we're going to do that. Remember, it's the first 4 Thursdays of every month. First 4 Thursdays. So if there's a 5th Thursday in there, we don't do that one. And some of the, if there's a holiday in there, we won't do that one either. You're going to learn how to dominate social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and more. I'm going to be bringing on guests, some of my friends that are also influencers in the space that are going to guest star every now and then with me and teach you guys some comprehensive stuff around that. Training on lead generation. You want to generate leads? I'm going to teach you how to do that. Free access to our training portal. I'm going to show you that in a minute. You're going to learn the 3-hour workday. That's how you can make $250,000 or more a year working just 3 hours a day. It sounds crazy, sounds impossible, but this is what I've been doing since about 2009. Okay, and I'm going to share with you how I've done it. Training on putting together your team operations Bible so that you don't reinvent the wheel, and sales funnels on how to generate multiple streams of income. Let me say it again. Multiple streams of income. Write it down. Multiple streams of income. That way, if that stream isn't doing so good, that stream's kicking in for you. And if that one's not doing good, that one's kicking in. Okay. I teach the same thing with listings, multiple streams of leads. Okay. You got to have at least 3 lead channels so that if one dries up for a few months, you still got leads coming in and you still got business. You're still feeding your family and you're still making a crap ton of money. Let me say it again, a crap ton of money. All right. With that, let me go to, people always, and Chris will get a kick out of this because people always come to, and they're like, well, I'm not in it for the money and this and that. And I said, well, what do you want to learn? Well, I want to learn how to make more money. Okay. Oh, you want to learn anything? I want to learn how to get leads. Why do you want leads? I want leads so I can make more money. Okay. Well, that's what I'm going to teach you. And we're not in it for the money either, but money comes in handy. I tried broke, didn't like it. I didn't like broke. Okay, so remember that you have a portal that you can log into. Look, we're at 0 hours and 0 minutes. We have kicked this puppy off. So this welcome video is actually going to go in this welcome spot, but this is going to continue to grow as time goes by. If you look in the portal right now, when you log in, you can see that you can link directly to our Facebook group, which I'm going to take you there in a minute. I'm going to show you that. But we also have a book of the month. This is very important. So the book of the month for June is Your Wish is Your Command. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Now this is not even a book. It's an audio series. It's about 10 to 12 hours. Okay. Your mission for the month of June is to go through Your Wish is Your Command. If you ever watch any videos with me, And I'm interviewing one of our mentorship masters that's earning six figures, like Grace Saliente. Some of y'all saw the Grace Saliente video. Okay. So with Grace Saliente, you remember that she came over here, I think in 2009, she was a tourist to the United States. She fell in love with the US, moved to the US, and she was working for 10 years doing this and that, trying to figure it out. Well, she was in real estate, part-time, whatever. She joined me at Mentorship Masters, and now within her first 6 months, okay, she made over $100,000 her first 6 months. So you want to learn what her big secret was? Like, Grace, what's your big secret? What'd you do? How'd you do it? What was the, what? She said, I just did what Knolly teaches. And here's one thing she told me. She said, I read the book of the month every month. Okay. Why do I have a book of the month for you guys? Because it's going to rewire the way you think. It's going to rewire your brain. And that's what you need. See, when someone comes to me and they're asking for coaching, what they really are needing is a rewiring of their mind. Okay. A rewiring of their mind, just like Romans 12. Okay. Be renewed. Okay. It talks all about how your mind will be renewed. Okay. And the renewing of the mind. Okay. And the fact that you can be transformed. Transformed how? Transformed how? By the renewing of your mind. Okay. Now, we've learned this in science that the brain has neuroplasticity. Okay. Neuroplasticity. What that means is the brain is like, it's like plastic. And this is something that remember when you were a kid and the teacher would tell you, you better, for every beer that you drink, it's going to, destroy so many cells, so many brain cells. Okay, well, that was part true, and it was true. But the other side of the story is that the brain is always creating new neural pathways and new cells. Always, 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 always. In fact, the entire body, I think it takes about 9 years for the bone tissue to regenerate, but everything else regenerates a lot faster, like your skin. And some things regenerate every 90 days, some things regenerate every year. So let me tell you this, the person that you were a decade ago is not the person that you are now. Here's the truth. You don't have a single cell in your body that existed 10 years ago. See, cells are always renewing themselves, okay? Always renewing. And so you're not even the same person that you were 10 years ago. And when you start to read the right books, hang around the right people, learn the right information, you can renew your mind in such a way that you become a different individual. Okay, you become the person that you were sent to this realm to be. And that's what this is all about. So, I'm going to skip this book that month. Okay, well, you're skipping on your $1,000,000. You're skipping on your vacation home. You're skipping on your dream. You're skipping on your family. So when Uncle Nolly tells you to do something, do it. Okay, there's nothing more important than the things that I tell you to do. I'm just going to say it like that because you guys are family. There are things in your life that are urgent. And so many of you, I see you, you're out there putting out fires, putting out little fires and doing all this stuff in your business, and you're skipping, you're collecting pennies, and you're missing tens of thousands while you're at it. Okay. Well, I'm too busy. I got too much going on to read that book. Okay. Well, you just skipped out on success. Okay. So it's very important that you do the things that I teach you to do. And I cannot stress it enough. Okay. So I'm just noticing, it looks like Chris was kicked out. So if you got kicked out, Chris, put me a little chat in, and I can make you the host again. There's a couple of classes in here I want to point your attention to. There's two of them in particular. The Triple My Listings Masterclass. You guys are always coming to me, to learn more about how to get more listings. And so the Triple My Listings Masterclass is really all about that. There's actually 17 training lessons to go through in that masterclass. So make sure you go through that at your leisure. And then there's a crash course called Success with Listings. Okay, so there's a lot of content here in the portal. Now, if you don't know how to, I see Chris got Chris is back in. All right, so Chris got kicked out. I'm going to make you the host again, Chris. Hold on one second. Let me do that.
Okay.
Let me hold on. I gotta. Okay. All right. Here we go. Boy, I tell you, I love Zoom, guys. This is those of
Okay.
you that are using, yeah, you're back as co-host. So this is beautiful. All right, so I know some of you guys have questions about like how do I get into the portal? How do I get into a Facebook group? So we're going to cover that in just a minute as well. So this is the portal. Remember, this is a living space. Everything Knolly lives here. So you want to come back and visit this often. Now, with that, I want to jump to the Facebook group. So we do have a Facebook group. Make sure that you jump in here. Chris is the one that goes into this more than I do, and the rest of my team go in. So they'll be answering any questions that you have in the private Facebook group, because questions are going to come up, and that's the place to address those questions. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is what else do I want to? Oh, I want to show you. Oh, I know what I want to show you. Let me just open it. Hold on. I have a little slide presentation I want to walk you guys through. And let me get that ready. I didn't have that ready. Um, while I get that ready, um, type in the chat. I want to know what's the number one reason you guys are here today? Like, what do you feel you need most in your business? Put it down in the chat and let me know. I've already pulled up my presentation, but I'm going to go back to the chat. This is when we sit down every week. This is not a time for me to be polished and perfect. You see, I'm not even wearing a lot of my bling. I don't have any rings on. I'm not doing a YouTube video here. I mean, this is family. Like when you sit down with family, and I'm even wearing shorts. Y'all see that? You know, I got Uncle Nolly's got his shorts on, showing a little bit of leg. That's all right. Um, but this is just the time for us to just chill and get together, right? So what do you want to know most? Somebody said lead generation, better training and leads, systems. Melissa said systems. All right, I like that. Structure, yeah, getting out of the weeds. Rhonda said getting out of the weeds. Yeah, that's good. Building a business. Yeah, that I'm going to give you that. Structure, listing, systems, and tools. Woo! We got it. We got it. That's Deborah. Margaret says, I want to know revenue share and listings and systems. You're going to learn all that too. Everything that I do, you're going to learn. By the way, I'm going to be sharing some stuff with you that I can't share publicly. Like sometimes I'm going to share with you like my revenue share dashboard. Like here's where it's at right now. Here's what I'm doing. And that's just because I can share it among private group, but not on YouTube. Agent attraction, somebody wants to learn. Yeah, that's good. Sam. Um, somebody says, Mike says, I need to get some of Knolly's wisdom to work in 3 hours a week and making as much money as possible. So it's actually 3 hours a day. But I did used to work 3 hours a week in my real estate business back in the day. Somebody says, George says, I want to be able to work 3 hours a day. Okay, that's good, George. We're going to get you there for sure. Justin Hagan, what's up, Justin? Building a business that is consistently growing and gives me the three freedoms. All right, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, so that's a little bit around why everybody's here. Now I want to share with you, and this is something I'm going to share briefly every single week. Hold on, let me stop this. That is not what we want. Yeah, I'm going to share this briefly every single week, just so as by way of reminder. But there's a couple of things I want to cover big during these classes. Number one, the 3 hour workday. That's really, really big. And by the way, when I say big, I'm actually in the process. You guys pray with me on this. We submitted the book to a big publisher. I can't give you any of the details yet because nothing's finalized, but it's looking really good, really, really good. The 3 hour workday is going to be a book, okay, coming soon. And also success with listings, okay? I want to teach you guys both of those things. I teach you everything that I know, okay? Like I mentioned, I run these three businesses. I'm going to teach you how to duplicate that for yourself. The three types of freedom, you heard it already. Justin even alluded to it. It's financial freedom, time freedom, and location freedom. You should have all of those freedoms in your business. Otherwise, why did you get in the business? Think about that for a minute. Why did you get in the business in the first place? When you first got in the business, you were like, I don't want anybody putting a damper on my business or my income or being in a position to fire me. Okay. Time freedom. You want it to work when you want to work. Okay. Now, some of you got in it for time freedom, but now you look around, you're like, man, I'm working all the time. So you don't own the business owns you. See, that's in the wrong situation. And then location freedom. Every one of us wants to be able to work wherever we choose to. And the pandemic proved that we actually can, Something I've been doing, I've been working from home since I was 23 years old. And the pandemic proved that it's something that we all can do. Guy asked me one time, I was working from home. He said, man, why don't you go work in an office like most people? I said, well, the president of the United States works from home. Why can't I? That was my reasoning back then. And I still think it's a valid reason. The call focuses are going to be Ask Knolly. Remember, I said there's four things. You're going to be able to ask me questions. We're going to talk about the 3-hour workday. We're going to talk about success with listings, and we're going to do mindset coaching. I'm going to get you to a different mindset, because most of the reason why you're not where you choose to be is mindset. That's it. My promise is this: you will leave every weekly session with a new strategy, idea, or mind shift that will elevate your business so that you can spend more time doing what you love. Powerful. And that's my promise for you. Properly exploited, one good idea that occurs while walking on the beach is worth more than 10 lifetimes of hard work. See, there's been a lot of emphasis in hard work. You got to hustle, you got to grind, you got to put in your hours. But the reality is, more time on the task doesn't equate into more dollars in your pocket. Just working harder doesn't mean that you're making more money. Okay. Here's another rendition of that same quote. And I like this because some of my students are so busy that they can't take time to walk on the beach, and they're not getting those $1 million ideas. Proverbs 10:22 says, the blessing of the Lord brings wealth without the painful toil for it. Okay. And there is a way to get wealth without having to scratch, claw, or grind. Remember Mina, you guys, Mina she messed up her knee. She just talked about it on Facebook. So get this, she will not be able to stand on her leg for 3 weeks. Okay, I just got a text from Mina. Let me pull it up here real quick. Yeah, she won't be able to stand for 3 weeks. That means she's not going to be able to go out on appointments. Okay, but guess how much money she's going to make this month? Okay. Let me just show you, see if you could see this. Okay, see this? Let me turn this off so you can see that. She said, busted leg and all, and I showed up and finished May at 1.92 million. Okay, 1.92 million. See, I'm sharing private stuff with you guys because that's the kind of group this is, behind the scenes. When Mina came to me, okay, she had not done a deal in 8 months. And she wanted to learn the same things. When I asked you guys, what do you want to learn? She said, I want to learn how to manage my time. I want to learn how to work less. I want to learn how to make 6 figures. I want to learn how to get a deal. I want to learn how lead generation. She had not done a deal in 8 months. Okay. She was about to quit the business. Last month, she made 1.92 million. She closed. How much money is in her pocket from that? Anybody know? You can do the math on it. She made about $60,000 last
100%,
month.
100%, brother.
Yeah, she made about 60 grand last month. Okay. So, and she works about 4 hours a day. All right. She's not to the 3-hour workday. She loves to work like I do. She's working about 4 hours a day, making 50 grand a month. So this is not something that's difficult. Anybody can do it, but you got to do what I tell you, or you're not going to get the result. This is you inside your business. You guys have seen this graph before. It's like you're inside of a maze and you just don't know which way to go from, do I go left? Do I go right? But when you get up in an airplane and you're at 30,000 feet and you're looking down, all of a sudden everything gets real clear. You're like, oh, I can see real clear from this view. And so what I do is I help you to get above the maze. That's the trick of it all. You want to dial in your 3-hour workday. And again, you don't have to work 3 hours a day. You could be working 8 hours a day, but 3 hours of that, I want to be real clear on that. 3 hours of that is going to be dedicated to dollar productive activities, the things that are going to get you the most money. Okay. So this is a blueprint. I'm going to share this with you guys as well on the Facebook group, as well as it'll be shared in the, in the portal. but this is a 7-step blueprint for the day. This is all the steps. You're going to hone your superpower, evaluate your business, balance your business, delegate your business, organize your business, design your 3-hour workday, and quadruple your sales. Some of you guys just went through the 6-week boot camp that I had on the 3-hour workday. So that was very powerful, but I'm going to be sharing a lot of that stuff here with you guys as well. By the way, we talked about this, the top 5 regrets of the dying. This is Bronnie, where she works as a hospice type nurse with people in their last 12 weeks of life. And they have the big 3, the big things that they say on their deathbed is, number 1, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself and not the life others expected of me. You guys are going through my training. You're never going to have that regret ever. The second regret, the second biggest regret is I wish I hadn't worked so hard. Okay. This is big, guys. This is big. You got to understand that when you exit this planet, you're going to be called to give an account for how you lived here. I'm going to be called the same way. Okay. And if I didn't live right, it's going to be called into account. Scripture is very clear on that. And then the third one is I wish I'd let myself be happier. So I'm helping you alleviate the regrets that you could have on your deathbed. That's the big picture for me. Everything is predicated around this graph here. And I'm going to share this with you guys as well in the portal. But it all starts, there's 8 main pillars, 4 bodies, and 1 central theme, which is you and what God has you here to do. What's your divine destiny? What's your purpose? So there's mindset, activities, people, systems, tools, money, accountability, and training. Every week, we're going to key in on one of these, okay? And then we're going to make sure that you're taking care of your spiritual body, your mental body, your physical body, and your emotional body. Because what good is having 10 million in the bank if you don't have the health to enjoy it, okay? And then, of course, we're going to get to what is the grand theme of your life? Why were you sent to this planet? Why were you sent to this realm? Scripture is very clear. When God told Jeremiah, he said, I knew you before I created you in your mother's womb. Okay, we pre-existed and we were sent here for a very specific purpose. And you're not going to be in my class and not know why you're here. Okay, very important. We talked about the 4 bodies. You're going to learn that. This month, your wish is your command. That's the book of the month. And you're going to listen to it on audio. It's about 12 hours. And here's the central theme of what we're going to talk about this month. Okay. Now, I've had a lot of people come to me recently and they said, hey, Knolly, what do you do when somebody asks you to discount your commission? Okay, when somebody asks you to discount your commission. And so I've actually had it. First of all, it never happens. Nobody ever asked me to discount my commission. And there's a reason why it doesn't happen. Okay, and I'm going to share that with you over the next couple of weeks. But if somebody's asking you to discount your commission, okay, what does that point to? Put in the chat. What does it point to? Because this is going to be the central theme of what we discuss. By the way, when we have our time together, it's going to be thematic. So in other words, I'm gonna kind of harp on a certain point for a week or 2 or 3 weeks or a month, as long as it takes for you to really understand that concept. Okay, so this one we'll probably park it here for about 2 to 3 weeks because it's so big that if you don't get this, you'll miss a lot of hopes and dreams. A lot of my students miss this. But what would cause somebody, you go to an appointment, and whether you're in real estate or some other business, you go and somebody asks you, like my moving guy, he said, hey, this is what I charge. What would cause me to say, well, could you do it for this? What would cause me to want to negotiate with that person? Okay, he charged me X price. The moving company, we chose a company called UPAC, and I'm going to tell you guys, it's costing us over $10,000 to move, and that's not that bad actually when I started looking at it. But what would cause me to look at a quote that was like $13,900 and not come back and say, could you do it for 12? Or what would cause me to do that? And why is it that someone would ever ask you to discount your services? Put it in the chat. What are your thoughts on that? I want to see. Why would somebody ask you to do that? So I'm going to scroll down. Oh, you guys are so good. Man, you guys are so good. Wow, I love you. I love this group. Okay, so Melissa says it's what your offer is, what they offer. Um, and we're going to make this first person. Speak about yourself, not about anyone else. What would make someone cause what would cause someone to go to you and say, could you do it for cheaper? Okay. Now, as you're coming up with your thoughts, I used to have a tactic when I go up against a discount broker. By the way, I was talking to a discount guy. He's joining in fact, he just joined yesterday. High five, Terry, if you're on the call. I don't know if you're here, but he worked for a discount broker. And my first thing out of my mouth, I said, man, why would you settle for 100%? Yeah, I don't get that. And, you're settling for 100%. You get 100% commission. He's like, I get 100% commission. He was proud about it. I said, why would you settle for 100%? My company pays me more than 100%. And so I proceeded to explain to him how that's possible. Right. And so what it used to be, what I would do when I go on a listing appointment, they say, well, I'm thinking about going with such and such because they charge less. And what I would do back then, I wore a real nice watch back then, boy. I don't wear watches anymore, but I wore a real nice watch. And I would take off my watch and I would lay it down in front of them. Okay, my dad was a jewelry guy. He used to teach me this technique. He would sell jewelry and he would get a black piece of velvet and he would pick up the piece of jewelry real carefully, real slowly, and he'd put it down real delicately against a black piece of velvet. Okay, you know what people would do? They would pick it up real slowly, just like he did. Now, if he would have just grabbed it and threw it down, they would have just grabbed and picked it up. But it was psychology. It sales is psychology. So he would drop it real slowly, and he'd lay it down like this. He'd lay it down, and then he would just push it in front of them, and then they would get it, and they would real slowly. See, expensive. They knew it was expensive. So I'd get my watch, I'd take it off, and I would delicately lay it down in front of them. I say, how much do you think this watch cost me? And they would guess a price. That was $1,200. That was $2,000, whatever the price was. They would guess a price. I said, okay, that's a good price. That's a good guess. Now, let me ask you a question. If I was to take this watch and put it at a garage sale, how much you think it would be worth? And they would completely change. So one guy would say it's worth $1,200. They say, oh, the garage sale, $20. So it's the same watch, but you just changed your opinion that quickly. Why? Because it's a garage sale. Okay. And I would explain them. I say, now when you list with a discounter, that's like going with that's the garage sale of the real estate industry. Now everybody looks at your house like it's on a garage sale. When you list with me, you see, it's so you always reframe the situation. So let me look at you guys' answers, and then we're going to get into the theme, and then I'm going to go straight into Q&A. You didn't educate them enough. That's Sam. That's great. That's perfect. Teresa says negotiating skills. Now that's a good one, Teresa, and that's true, but you should never be in a position to have to negotiate your commission. You should never do that. Like the coach that I hired to get me a book deal with one of the top publishers in America, I did not negotiate his fees. Okay. That's what he told me what he charges. And after I sat down, I went ahead and paid it. Right. But you should never have to negotiate. See, nobody should ever have to negotiate. Now, negotiating, you should be a real good negotiator, guaranteed. And Uncle Don is going to teach you how to negotiate. But if you're in the position where you have to negotiate, now you're in the defensive. Now you're in the defense mode. Okay. You should never have to negotiate. No, people should go to you, you tell them a fee, and then they just pay it. They either pay it or they leave weeping. Remember there was a guy came up to Jesus. He said, man, what's it cost to follow you? I'm down, man. What's up? I'm down. I'm in. What's it cost to follow you? Jesus said, man, you got to sell everything you have and give it to the poor. He said, man, I'm not doing that. And he went away. Scripture says this. He went away sorrowful. Okay. He was sorry. Yeah, he was sorry. They call him the rich young ruler. I call him the poor young ruler because he lost out on the one thing, man, the one thing he could have had. He could have been one of the disciples. He was called, but he walked away sorrowful. Okay. And the truth is, when somebody comes to you, they're not even going to have to negotiate. They're either you're going to tell them what the price is, either they're not going to afford it and walk away sorrowful and wishing they could afford you, or or they're just going to pay. So somebody else says, I have to show my value proposition. Boom. That's all it is. Who said that? Okay, Precious. What's up, Precious? All right, you get 5 gold stars. And I see a lot of others. Thank you guys for participating. Some say personality and so on. So we're gonna go with what Precious said, and I'm gonna share my screen again. And here's what what is your value proposition? Period. What's your value proposition? If you have to negotiate your price, it tells me that you don't have the right value proposition. So that's what we're going to park. We're going to park it there until you say, Knolly, I'm good, man. I got my value proposition. I'm going to show you guys examples. I'm going to give you homework. I'm going to give you things to do. This is next week. Remember, this is the welcome call this week, okay? But next week, we're going to get right into how do you create a value proposition. See, when I go to a restaurant, let me say it this way. If you go on a listing appointment, you should have already won the listing before you ever met with the prospect. Let me say it again. You got to win the listing before you ever meet with the client, with the prospect. Okay. When I go to a restaurant, they've already sold me on being there. Because when I go to a restaurant, I'm dropping money. You guys know that, 80% of what I eat, 85% I eat, fresh organic fruit. Okay. So if I go to a restaurant, I'm living it up and I'm eating good and I'm dropping money up in there. Money I'm talking about. So they have already sold me before I walk in the door. They don't have to sell me. Okay. And I'm not going to be negotiating. Have you ever gone to a restaurant and looked at a menu and you want the bone in such and such, and it's $72? When's the last time you ever told a waiter, could y'all do that for 60? If you could do it for 60, I'm in. No, we don't do that, right? Some restaurants are big pimping, right? You know what they do? They don't even have prices. I was at Josie and I were in Vegas 2 weeks ago, Las Vegas, and we're staying at a nice place. And I go into the mini bar. There's no prices. Maybe I want a little, some peanuts or nuts or whatever it is. No prices on nothing. That's called gangster. It's like, if you gotta know the price, you shouldn't be grabbing it. And I didn't get nothing either, boy, because I wasn't going for that. So anyway, we meet every Thursday. You guys know the drill. It's going to be 11 Central, 9 Pacific, noon Eastern. Again, you'll leave every single weekly session with a new strategy, idea, and mind shift that will elevate your business so you can spend more time doing what it is that you love. And we already looked at what we're getting, so we don't even have to go through this screen. So with that, what I want to do, I want to open up for any questions that you guys might have. Go ahead and unmute yourself, and I'm going to stop my share, and then or throw the question in the chat, either one. Questions, comments, or observations?
Knolly.
Hey, what's up? How we doing, Mike? Good to see you, brother.
I'm fine, thank you. I don't know if these questions fit into what we're doing today, but it has to do with marketing. I have just had one of the best, actually the best month of my real estate career.
Woo!
How can I? Thank you.
Yeah.
How can I use this? How can I leverage this in marketing to market business?
Yeah, how can you leverage the success that you just had to get more business? Yeah.
Yes.
So this is what we call, this is a great question. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So what I want you guys to do, this is something I learned from Stu McLaren, okay? And this is called the circle of awesomeness. Write it down, the circle of awesomeness. All right. Remember I said you're not going to leave any week without something good? This is what Mike just brought up. So let me show you, Mike, what I'm talking about. Circle of awesomeness. Okay. All right, so here it is right here. This is how if you just had the best month of your career, this is how you take that best month and leverage it. Okay, let me go all I want to do is just blow this up. So this is called the circle of awesomeness, Mike. So what you do is, this is how it works. You make a sale, and then you get client a result, which is what you did, because you couldn't have had a great month without getting results for your clients. And then you take that result. Okay, here's the rest of the story that you may not be doing. You take that result and you produce a great story around it. This is what you're asking me about right now. You produce a story, and then you leverage your stories in your marketing. And what does that do? It creates more sales, which, what does that happen? Gets more results, which produces a great story, which helps you leverage more in your marketing, which creates more sales, and that's why it's called the circle of awesomeness, because it never stops. It never stops. That's the reason why you guys see me, and you saw Grace Saliente. She's on the call right now. You saw that, we did a mentorship mastery spotlight on her, and it spotlighted her, but it also spotlights me, because I'm showing that I'm getting results for people. Chris can tell you, we're backlogged with the number of success stories that we have. We have so many success stories that we actually have people. And I don't know if we dropped Sam Silver's yet. Sam Silver's one's coming out soon, but we've been backlogged with these success stories. We've got so many success stories. And so what you want to do, Mike, is you want to produce. Are you producing a great story, and are you leveraging those stories in your marketing? Let me ask you that.
Not yet.
That's what you're missing, man.
Yes.
So what you have, you don't even have a circle of awesomeness. You just got awesomeness.
Yes.
But it ain't going, it is no circle with it. Nobody knows about it. It's just like you and I know, and your client knows, but that's it. Okay.
Yes.
So how do you produce a story? Okay. You get somebody that has a camera, a video camera. Video. Oh no, video. Video. Let me say it again. video. You got to get with it. You got to get somebody with a good video camera and good audio. By the way, the most important thing about video is the audio. Let me say it again. The most important thing about video is the audio. Learn that from James Wedmore, one of my coaches. So you get a good camera crew, somebody with an iPhone. This is my camera crew right here. iPhone. And I have a couple of good microphones that I use, okay, that are really good. And if you put it put it out there on our Facebook group, I'll share with you which ones I use. Okay, they're like $100. You get some good microphones. You got your phone, whatever phone you have, and you have somebody, and then you just do an interview with your client, and then you get a professional editor. Like I've got Paul. He's on my staff. He's on my team. He's not for hire, by the way, but I'm just telling you, I've got a guy that edits my videos. And then you leverage those where? On your YouTube channel, your Facebook, your Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere you are, people should be hearing the stories that you know of success. Okay. Nobody cares that you just had a big month. Nobody cares that I'm moving to Puerto Rico. Nobody cares that I had a great month this month. And by the way, it's going to be my biggest revenue share month ever, but nobody cares. What they care about is, how can this help me? You see what I'm saying? So you have to leverage your client stories, right? And then you got to market them. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do all this in Knolly Coaching Club. I'm going to be showing you what camera, what gear I use, how do I shoot my video, what do we use for editing. We'll have Paul on here one time, and he'll be sharing with you what he does, behind the scenes type stuff. We'll be sharing with you, like my team that's on right now, Chris, he basically does all of my social media. And so he'll be sharing with you, hey, here's what I do for Knolly, this and that, whatever. So you'll learn all that, but that's what you got to do when you have a great month. Does that answer the question?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys took anything from this call, it's that. So thank you, Mike. That was a great question, by the way. Glad you're having a good month too, Mike. And I know you're running 3 businesses too. You down to the 3? You got your 3-hour workday going yet?
Not yet. The business still owns me.
What's that?
I said the business still owns me. I need to hold.
Oh, okay. The business is still owning you. I got it.
Yes.
I got it. Yeah, we'll change that. We got it. We're changing that. We're changing that right now. Anybody else? Any other questions?
Knolly, do you still have the book where it was like you wrote it, but you were able to have the agent put their own picture on it?
Yeah. And if I had some stuff here, I would show it to you, but that's at if you go to Success with Listings, let me show you real quick. If you go to Success with Listings, by the way, that's I'll post about that. Remember for us to post about that, Chris, on the Facebook group, since there's a question out there about it. But if you go to successwithlistings.com, and if you go straight to, just go to the main website. Don't go to this one that I'm going to. This is, just go to the main website, successwithlistings.com. See, I need my glasses. I'm trying not to wear glasses because I don't like how I look in them. But y'all know Uncle Knolly needs to put his glasses on so he can type up something here. All right, so successwithlistings.com. And right here at the very top, you'll see this one that says your overnight celebrity success toolkit at no cost to you. Click on that one, and that'll take you right over to the page. We have it in Spanish. We also have an English version, and that's where you can license all of my materials, including the book at basically what you do is you get sponsors that are on the back of your book, and they cover the licensing fee. There's a license cost to it. It's I think it's $697 to license the whole thing, and then your sponsors pay you $900 a year, but you pay me once, and then you have it. And that's a powerful tool. That's one of the tools that we're going to learn. And it doesn't have to be that tool. I like it because it's easy. People, my clients love it when I give them, a copy of my book. So I like it for that reason. And so when they've gotten my book, and then I show up at their door, they're like, man, this dude, I'm not even going to negotiate with him. I know he's going to get me top dollar. You know what I'm saying? It's called positioning. Write that word down. Positioning. That's all it is. Okay. Doesn't mean I'm better than anybody else or that you're better than anybody else. Although we probably are. Okay. Karen, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, absolutely. We probably are better. Yeah, we're better. But
indeed.
Yeah, but it's a positioning thing. It just positions you in such a way where, like for example, my coach, the one that I have right now, he coaches Mel Robbins, he coaches Grant Cardone, and he coaches me, and he coaches a bunch of other Tim Story. He coaches a lot of really top people. And so I never even dream about negotiating his fee. It's funny because when he first came out with his fee, and they discovered me on YouTube, by the way, and reached out to me. So usually when they reach out to you, you got some negotiating room. But when I learned about all that he does with Two Market Media is the name of the company, and I looked at it, I was like, I don't even want to negotiate with Steve because I don't want him mad at me. Like even if Steve says I'll do this for 15,000, okay, or 5,000 a month, whatever it is, and I'm like, this is Steve. Like, this guy knows everybody. So if I go to Steve and say, man, could you do it for 12 instead of 15? He might do it for 12, but then I don't want to be on. I want to be good with Steve. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's gonna pitch me to Oprah or something, I don't want him. Man, this fool got me for $3,000. No. Steve, is 15 grand cool, Steve? You need a little more? He's one of them kind of guys. And when you hear about the book deal, it's already verbally, going down. But when you hear about it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Man, this is the real deal. It brought me to tears yesterday when I heard about it. I can't announce it yet because it's not on paper, but it should be on paper by Monday. But this is big. Like, this is real big. And so yeah. So when people see your book and you're showing up at their house, it's a leverage piece, and it's a positioning piece for sure. You want to be using that. You want to be using that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Guys, we're out of time as usual. Uncle Knolly likes to chat a little bit, but let me go to a view where I can see. Is there raise your hand if you got something out of today's call? Huh? All right, I see a lot of hands raised. All right, I love it. Okay. Well, this is a welcome call, so we really didn't get into content this week. We're going to get into that next week. I'm going to show you how to create your value proposition. Okay. And I'm going to do that before we get into some of the other things that I'm going to teach you. And in fact, I had some other stuff I wanted to teach you first before we even get into that. But I said, wait a minute, if they're going out with a lousy value prop, you're actually coming in with a slightly losing hand rather than coming in with a winning hand. So I want you to have a winning hand going in. Chris, was there anything I forgot to address or needed to address before we jump off?
Yeah, we have two guys who raised their hands. We have Dana and Maurice.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yeah, let's go over about 10 minutes. Those of you that need to leave, that's okay. I understand, keeping it to the 1 hour. Because by the way, when I do these, if I have, when I have a 3-hour workday, this is one of my hours that I dedicate. And so go ahead. Those that did have a question.
Dana?
And if it can.
I actually didn't have a question. I just got something out today, and I really do appreciate it. But yeah, I definitely plan on attending the meetings. And if I have questions, then I'll definitely ask for sure. Okay, perfect. Yeah. Michelle's asking, how do you access the portal? So Michelle, go ahead and jump on. If you haven't already, you just email, or you can shoot it to her directly, Chris.
Yeah, actually the link we have is not working. It goes to login right away. It doesn't give them the chance to register. So actually I was chatting with Michelle, and I told her we'll post the working link later on FB.
Here, let me
maybe you have it, boss?
Well, you have the working link already. It's in the resource list.
Okay. All right.
Is it there? Let me see. Yeah, it's there. If they need to create a portal.
Yeah, because the one on FB is not working.
Yeah, the one. Did you look at the resource list?
I will now. I am now.
Okay. By the way, a part of when we have these meetings, guys, is I'm going to always have Chris on. Chris is my operations manager, by the way. He's a VA. He's been working with me for 8 years, and we're going to have dialogue like this so you can see how do I work with my employees. Okay, it's very important for you guys to learn how to interact with your employees. I remember one time I was at a meeting with Gary Keller, and I remember when something would come up, somebody would ask him a question, he would look to Mindy and say, Mindy, you got that? Mindy would be like, yeah, I got it. Okay. So you want to make sure that you learn how to interact with your employees the right way. And so part of this is you guys learning how I interact with my people. In fact, I got my wife in here doing video. What's up? All right. This is the first and last Knolly Coaching Club call that we're going to have in this room, because we're moving to Puerto Rico, baby. Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. We doing that. All right. So sorry, I got a little carried away. Okay, so Chris just posted it. There we go. Okay, so Jacqueline says, my wish is it's your wish is your command will be in the portal. Yeah, it's in the portal. Do you need the workbook? There is a workbook that I posted in the portal too. Let me know if it's not working. If it's not working, let me know. But you can get the workbook on Amazon for $100, or you can just download it from the portal. The class was when Trudeau taught this class, Steve Trudeau, it was $10,000 to attend. It's worth way more than that. Okay, it's worth way more than that. But he charged $10,000 when he first came out. Now it's public domain, so I made it available to you guys. Okay, that's it, guys. I know that there's what's up, Titus? Titus is in the house. All right, I see him. So I'm working with Titus also on his value proposition. So he was a big inspiration for this line of training as well.
I got
all right, guys.
By the way, now.
Oh, you got it. Let me see. Let me show it. Flash it up.
It's right here.
All right. Hold on. All right, I got you spotlighted. What's up? The best move you'll ever make. Oh. Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Great. I handed it to a couple people. I got a listing and I handed it to them, to the sellers, because he said he might know somebody that might be looking to sell. So I said, why don't you go ahead and pass this on to him?
Oh, I love it. And show us the book again, Titus, real quick. So Titus had a little bit of an issue with his book.
It looks great.
And they went ahead and fixed it for him. So
wow.
Yeah, and that was a Photoshop issue, right, Titus, that you had?
Yeah, something. I still don't really understand it, but it's fixed. So
yeah, it happened to me. It's a layer issue. It's a layering issue that can happen sometimes. It's very rare, but yeah, it can happen. So good job, buddy. Good job. I want to spotlight you on that. Okay, guys, with that, we are going to we're going to sign off. I'm going to go back to helping these movers, pointing out what they need to pick up and take. And I love you. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I know there's some more questions out there.
Hey, Knolly.
Somebody, yeah, is that Sam? What's up, Sam?
Yeah, look at my background.
Oh, all right, hold on. Let me spotlight you. See what Sam's got me doing? He got me going over, y'all. You guys know that's dope. That's dope. I love it, bro. That's what's up. Sam Silver. Hey, Sam Silver is a marketer, y'all. This guy is a marketer, and so you can learn a lot from Sam Silver. Chris, have we released his six-figure story yet or not?
It's the next one.
Oh, the next one. Okay. Yeah. Part of that, guys, is because I work 3 hours a day. Sometimes my team is like, "Hey, you need to do the write-up on this one." I'm like, "I'll get to it." And so, Sam, we apologize, but that's coming out, and you're gonna love it. I think it's gonna come out next week. So finally, we're gonna release that one. But Sam's another one. Sam was at where were you at before you came over, Sam, to join me?
I was at HomeSmart, and a long time ago. I was at Keller Williams for like 3 years, I think.
Yeah, and Sam and I met like 12 years ago at like an event or something. And so I love him. He's a great guy. He does great marketing too. So with that, we're going to sign off, and I love you. Next Thursday, we'll be back. I don't know where I'm going to be, but I'll be somewhere. By the way, we're not moving to Puerto Rico until the end of June. Okay, they're just picking up our stuff because it takes 3 weeks to get there over the ships and trucks and whatever, how they do it. So follow me on Instagram. You'll see the story, the saga as it unfolds. I love you. I will see you on the next one. And most of the inspiration for what I teach is going to come from you. So whatever you want to learn is what I'm going to be teaching, but it's going to start off with your value proposition. All right, you can unmute yourself, say goodbye. Adios. Love ya.
Bye.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Congratulations.
Safe
Felicidades.
travels, brother.
Congratulations.
You are appreciated, Knolly.
Congratulations.
Adios. Que te vaya bien.
Adios.
Vaya con Dios.